I'm Jeff Myers, and welcome to Elgin Today. On this edition, the 5th annual Elgin International Festival enjoys its best weather in many years and brings out a great diversified crowd to the Riverside Drive area near the Fox River. The 35th annual Historic Elgin House Tour, the second weekend in September, has folks from all over our area waiting in line to see our beautiful Elgin homes. It's a walk on Elgin's southeast side, starting at Wright Avenue Park for Elgin Mayor David Kaptain. Police and fire and city officials, and Hanover Township Supervisor is even along for the walk. Ron Lang, a member of the Elgin Sports Hall of Fame Board of Directors, tells us the names of the 5 new members that will be inducted in ceremonies at the center of Elgin on Sunday, November 6th. The Mayor David Kaptain segment comes from Compass Automation west of Randall Road in Elgin, as the mayor talks with the executive vice president of the company, Bill Engston, who talks about the cutting-edge technology he has. And we will hear from Elgin's David Metzger, very much involved in this month's Nightmare on Chicago Street, and also a part of last month's Elgin Fringe Festival. We'll have these stories and more on this edition of Elgin Today. This was the official parade that opened the 5th annual Elgin International Festival. That was led by Mayor David Kaptain and also by Councilwoman Rose Martinez and many other dignitaries. Mayor Kaptain addressed the crowd and afterwards told Elgin Today this.
I basically welcomed people and welcomed them to the event. And I said Elgin's been a welcoming city for 150 years. We've offered shelter to people that were slaves, and that's how the contraband slaves came here in the 1860s. And it kind of set the tone for our community. One of the things that we like to do is we like to make sure that we offer religious tolerance. We offer people that are rich and poor the same advantages. And I think that defines our community. One thing we don't want to define it is bigotry, intolerance, and prejudice. There is no place in Elgin for that, in any shape or form.
Well said, Mayor. iFest has really caught on with everybody, hasn't it?
It has, and it's great to see this. It's been a struggle, and these things build over time, but it's hard to get any momentum when you get rained out. And that's kind of been what's happened the past few years. But good turnout today, good weather. Hope this is a springboard for us for the future, for a future iFest.
This is one of my favorite events, even though I'll tell you, anything that Elgin puts out is my favorite event. But this is one of all the events, this is my favorite.
So much culture here today.
Oh, it is. It's beautiful. This is a diversity in Elgin. I love it.
And the weather's cooperated this year.
Finally, finally. The 5th time is a charm.
We appreciate all the things you do for the city of Elgin.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I love Elgin. I love Elgin. There's no place like Elgin. I've traveled to different places. I've gone to different places. And I'm telling you, there's no place like Elgin. And many people tell me we're so lucky to live where we do. We have the Fox River, the people. You look around and it's great. It really, really is. You fit right in.
So much to see here at the Elgin iFest. We saw a familiar face and former city council member who talked about one of his favorite treats from his native homeland.
Hi, I'm Juan Figueroa. I'm a member of the Elgin iFest. Today here at the festival, I'm going to show you a little bit about one of the Puerto Rican tradition, which is the shaved ice piraguas, we call it in Puerto Rico. Yon Alexis is going to be making one, so you have a visual of what it takes to make a piragua. It's very popular because you go back to the 1940s when the first group of Puerto Ricans came to the United States. They brought that tradition with them. Places like New York, Chicago, you were able to see a lot of push car selling piraguas in the neighborhood. So that's why for the Puerto Ricans, this is so symbolic. It has a lot of meaning because it basically goes back to the roots in Puerto Rico. My favorite flavor is piña colada. So there's a list of different flavors that you could try on, but this is very unique. So when you see Puerto Ricans going to different festivals, you see a lot of people trying to find a push car like this one because it reminds them about the traditions that they follow in Puerto Rico and everywhere they go.
And there was no doubt that this 5th annual Elgin International Festival was the best one so far for the city of Elgin. The 35th annual Historic Elgin House Tour, the second week of September, put on by the Gifford Park Association, was again a big success. First, we'll talk with a lady to get an out-of-town viewpoint of this event.
I'm Joanne McArdle, and I'm from Downers Grove, Illinois.
What brought you out to the tour today?
We've come several years. I'm here with my sister. It's sort of like her pre-birthday celebration. We're really impressed with this tour. It's so organized, and the homes are always very interesting to see the renovations that people do, and we feel like it's kind of a tour where normal people live, like it's not like outlandish houses that are over the top, or it's just some reality to it.
My name is Judy Olson. I've lived in Elgin 38 years. Been going to the historical walk for 23 years with my sister.
What brings you back every year? Just the great houses?
I love touring the historical homes. I love how they refinish the floors, how they paint the outsides.
Well, this is a wonderful event for Elgin, isn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful. It is. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Hi, I'm Bill Briska, and I'm with the steering committee of the Historic Elgin House Tour. And joining me today is one of the homeowners on this year's tour, John Boleen. And I gotta say, it's a great story, and him and his wife Sarah have been a wonderful addition to the neighborhood. And that is because the house behind us, their house, 162 College, not only is it one of the oldest houses in Elgin, this house was on the very first house tour back in 1982, and the Boleens have bought this house out of foreclosure and been fixing it up and bringing it back to life little by little. And they're a great Elgin story because they're attracted to Elgin and because they've taken on the mission of this house and they recognize that it's a formidable task. And these are wonderful people to have. Right, John?
Yes, we love the city, we love Elgin, we love the historic district. We moved to Elgin just because the historic district, and we were able to save this house at a nice price from the bank. And we spent 4 very hard years with 2 very small children trying to put the house back together.
And you've had quite a time with it, but it looks great.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it's been many, many long nights, but it's been very well worth it. So,
What's your favorite room? When folks are seeing this tour, what do you like in it?
that'd be my office with the fireplace and all the built-in wood bookshelves. That's my room. That's my man cave.
It used to be the headmaster's office there, so for the Elgin Academy. So it has a little touch of class and panache to it. So, yeah, very nice place. Thank you, John, for all you've done. We really appreciate it. And Sarah, too. It's a great couple, a great addition to the city.
The second to the last of the Mayor's Walks of the Summer took place recently, starting here in Elgin's southeast side at Wright Avenue Park, a place we would find out that one of the walkers on this night had a bit of a history with. We're here with Acting Fire Chief Dave Smith, and Dave, we're at Wright Park. You were a key factor, and this was being rebuilt years ago.
I was one of many people here that particular day. It was a long, warm day. We was over 150 people here. Tore out all the old equipment on the playground, rebuilt the equipment, poured concrete, and then also spread a couple hundred yards of mulch. And actually, the project morphed out into the neighborhood and did a couple projects on some of the houses right up against the park, just kind of helping the people out. So it was a great day.
We're here for the Mayor's Walk tonight, and the kids are loving this park. They want to thank you.
Oh, absolutely. The park is beautiful. It's held up really well, and this is really nice to see.
Well, you're acting chief. Tell me how you feel.
You know, it's a little nerve-wracking knowing that I'm the number one guy right now, but I'm enjoying it. I've got a great team below me and doing great work, and I'm comfortable that at least for the next 7 weeks, things are going to run smoothly, and we'll handle whatever comes up.
And this neighborhood is so close to Hanover Township, we find out that the city of Elgin and Hanover Township often work together.
We do. We have a very close relationship with the city. We work together on several fronts. The funding of social service agencies. We do some exchange of street services with our highway commissioner and your public works department. We also do a lot of work with your police and fire department with our emergency services department.
That's great. And tonight you had a nice conversation with the mayor and everyone else, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. You know, we walked the neighborhood, took a look at things that needed to be improved upon, and took some notes and had some discussion, and again, talk about ways the city and the township can cooperate.
And Elgin Police Chief John Sloboda was along for the walk and would tell Elgin Today this.
Oh, they're great. They're a great way to spend the summer. We go out with the mayor, walk around the neighborhoods, talk with residents who are out in their front porch or their front yard, and just see what's going on in the neighborhood.
It's a very interesting neighborhood here, isn't it?
It's a great neighborhood. Yeah, we don't get many calls for service here, but people were very happy to see us. And every neighborhood has some issues that the city can help with, so it's great to have code here and the fire department and the police department, and together we can always solve some problem that's in any neighborhood.
Elgin brings out an entourage.
We do bring out an entourage. The mayor says we're walking, everybody's there to walk.
It's a great park here, isn't it?
It is. It's a very nice park and very well attended. This has nothing to do with us being here. These kids are at these parks all the time.
The neighborhood walks with Mayor David Kaptain will step off again in the late spring of 2017.
I'm Ron Lang. I'm with the Elgin Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. I'm a member of the board of directors and a past president. I'm very pleased to announce that this year we have 5 new inductees going into the Hall of Fame. They include Corinne Cohen-Grotenhuis for weightlifting. She's from the Larkin High class of 1983. We also have Vince Harris, Larkin High School graduate for baseball from the class of 85. Greg Hofstetter, Larkin High class of 1981 for track. We have Carrie Kerber McLean, Larkin High School, going into the Hall of Fame for softball. And then we have Lauren Moulton Marshall, Larkin High class of 2002, being inducted for volleyball. And our banquet this year is going to be Sunday, November 6th at the center of Elgin. We'll have these 5 individuals being inducted, as well as recognizing many other individuals for their awards.
It's time for our segment with Mayor David Kaptain, and we are in the 60124 zip code, aren't we not?
Yes, we are. We're west of Randall Road, and with us today is Bill Angston from Compass Automation. And Compass is one of the unique, interesting companies in the city of Elgin, and that's what this program is about, to talk about things that are unique to Elgin. And Compass Automation builds robots. And it's something that goes back for guys like you and me when we watched science fiction theater. We had that great big robot that was rolling around, and things are a little different now.
Yeah, and, Lost in Space, that robot.
And Lost in Space, yeah, we have all those kind of things. But it created a mindset for people, what robots. But robotics are becoming a huge business in the United States, and Bill's cutting edge. Bill and his company are cutting edge. And I just came from Sherman Hospital for their open house, looked at robotics for surgery. What does it mean? How does it change the way that we do things? And it certainly is going to change our lives here in the future. And Bill, tell us about what you do out here.
Sure. So we design and build custom robotic systems to automate manufacturing processes. So if a manufacturer is assembling product, we can assemble it automatically with robots and other equipment. If they need to inspect every single part they manufacture so that it doesn't end up needing a recall down the line. In order to avoid that and make sure they have 100% quality, we can inspect every single part they manufacture. So those are some of the things that we do from an engineering standpoint, is design and build systems to help those manufacturers and their processes.
So this is definitely not mass production. This is Dave Kaptain orders, places an order. I need you to build something for me to put a hubcap on my car, or make sure that my new car, my new Tesla, is going to have a good hubcap, and it makes sure that it's done correctly. And you custom design each of these for each individual customer.
Exactly right. So we might be helping customers that are mass producing product, but our systems are essentially one-off, where we're designing and building from scratch, and it goes to a very unique process within that manufacturer's organization. And so it gets designed and built here in Elgin, and then we ship our system all across the country, all across the world in some cases.
We saw your staff designing at their computers.
Absolutely. So we have mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, programmers, and then also a full team of machine builders, electricians, and machinists. And all of those aspects of the job, go into building a custom machine.
Bill and I talked a little bit about some of the things that Elgin brings to a business like his, and one of the concerns that we've had is providing an educated workforce. And really, it's from top to bottom. It's from all different levels of expertise and talents that come to a company like this, whether they're degreed engineers or scientists or programmers, all the way down to people that are putting the wires and the widgets together out in the office here, or out on the assembly floor here. Now, one of the things that I thought was interesting when we talked is that you have engineers that help design these things. They're working in a separate location, but they run back and forth because they're actually building it out here and working with the construction team, I guess you call it, or the operations team. But the design and the planning is done in a separate location. And I think that's kind of unique, and it comes out here and everybody's working together, and I assume that each engineer would have a team that works with them. Specifically, they're assigned to do a project. So flush us out and follow a project all the way through from the time you get the order in to the time it's shipped out the back door here.
Sure. Yeah, we like it when it ships. So it starts up front in the office, and we have mechanical engineers that are the first people that are going to start working on a custom project. They're going to design the whole system. And during that process, we will do a little bit of prototyping and testing here in the back to make sure that their designs are going to work. We call that part of our agile engineering process. But once the mechanical engineering phase is done, it transitions to the build phase, which happens back in the shop. And so we have machinists, machine builders, and then electricians and the electrical engineers that then get involved to make sure that what is built mechanically functions electrically. So that's when you have the electricians and the electrical engineers begin work.
It's quite a staff out there.
Oh, it sure is, and really from the bottom up to build something like that as complex as that. So one of our Councilman Shaw, does coaching for the robotics team. His son's involved, and it's a big thing. And I did some gave some awards out for them for the last 3 or 4 years. And I asked these young people, they're all high school and middle school students. I asked them a question. I said, if I gave you the opportunity and you had a choice and you wanted to build robots, whether you could start out right now and begin building these or go to college first, what would you do? And every one of them said they'd like to start out. And I think that may be kind of a wave of the future, is bringing young people in, and we'll educate them, and they'll find out where they want to go once they begin the job. And that's our alignment collaborative in Elgin, is to educate people. I think one thing Bill and I talked a little bit briefly about was the future. And the future for robotics. We talked about cars. And Bill, maybe give us a little bit of what your vision is for the future and what your vision is for Elgin.
Sure. So right now it's really an exciting time for technology, automation, robotics, and the way consumers are going to interact with it. So certainly we're going to see major changes in the way transportation happens. Autonomous vehicles are certainly going to come. I'm really excited because that's going to decrease the amount of cars on the road, the amount of car owners as well. We can get rid of a lot of parking garages. Just a lot of things that are just going to ripple effect from all of the automation. And the software is there, which allows the autonomy. And then on our side directly, what we see big changes in is the vision. So we're using cameras to check parts down to microns. So very tight tolerance parts can be checked with cameras and lasers, and then we're going to get into bin picking, where we're using 3D vision in order to go in and pick parts out instead of just using a 2D setup. So very exciting stuff. That's what's really evolving in the automation world, and it gets smarter and more flexible each and every day.
That's great. Compass Automation, how'd that name come about? You started that with a co-founder in 2009, this company?
Yes, correct. So 2009, we started right here in Elgin, and this is actually the third home for us here in Elgin. And Compass, I guess, was a tribute or a name that came from my father, who's also a business owner here in Elgin. He was a geography major, so we got Compass. But
wow, Mike Alf would be pleased.
It's about
yeah, he's probably the only geography major you're going to come across, but yes.
That's great. That's a great story. And a great move, as Mayor says. We're in a new location now, Mayor.
They are. And, you know, this is part of an ongoing process for economic development in a community as Bill's business retention. I first met Bill probably over a year and a half ago. And they were trying to make a decision, a business decision, he and his partner, about whether to stay in Elgin or move into Chicago. And Chicago's high-tech center for really the state of Illinois and the Midwest. And fortunately, they stayed in Elgin. And Bill, tell us why you chose to stay here. We'll put you on the spot.
Sure.
And thanks for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we're happy to be here. You know, Elgin just offers a lot that you can't get elsewhere. The access to the highway, the affordability, the ability for people to start families and have housing out here, affordable housing. Not to mention the fact that the employees that we have here that do live in Chicago can still make that commute reasonably. And so, you know, it's been home to us for a long time, and there were too many reasons to stay right here in Elgin. So
great. And your new location is 3 times as big. Is that what I heard? Something like
2
that.
to 3 times.
Yeah,
Thank you.
2 plus.
Yeah, exactly. We'll say 2 plus.
Okay,
and so
that's
plenty
great.
of space.
We're delighted you stayed.
And it's in a location, if they grow bigger and bigger as things go. There's room to expand out here. So we're very happy to have them here. And again, it really feeds back into what we want to do in Elgin. And we're going to be giving processes out here. We're going to have a tour coming up here October 1st to show young people what the opportunities are locally, just to stay in Elgin, and the different types of jobs that are available for people. And I think this is a classic example of what we're trying to do here.
Compass Automation, we're down about 30 seconds. Bill, any final thoughts?
You know, we hire all types of people here, whether you have a college education or not. There's high paying, high skilled jobs here. We train people from the ground up, and we're really part of the movement to help keep manufacturing in America. We help companies optimize their production, stay competitive globally, and we do it using the world's most advanced technology. So it's a really great place to be.
Wonderful. Compass Automation. That's great, Mayor.
Happy to have them here. We're looking forward to a great future for them and for the city of Elgin as well.
I think the mayor's looking for work.
We might have a
We'll put him there. You're texting, aren't you, Mayor?
Hey, I'm too old now. All I do
my.
is throw out first pitches now.
That's right. He's good with that. The Cubs are calling him up. Well, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much. Glad to have you guys.
That's our segment. Mayor, thanks a lot. Compass Automation, where we were, west of Randall Road. That's our mayor's segment. Next, we will take a look at an event that will take place this month, and also at a City of Elgin event that took off last month. First, we hear from one of the creators of Nightmare on Chicago Street, which takes place on October 22nd.
Yes, we're back again. This will be our 6th year. Actually expanding a little bit further down. Last year we had over 13,500 people, and who knows where it'll go this year. Got 4 stages of entertainment, and of course always a few new surprises of props, but I'm sworn to secrecy.
Well, you can give us a little tease,
that I can't reveal because it's Fred who's building it. Yeah. So we're bringing back a movie theater hopefully this year. A friend and I are shooting 2 short films. One is called Devil Cat, and the other one's called It Came from the Lab.
So we see them that night?
Yeah, they'll be showing that hopefully at night. We'll have some kind of a little mock-up movie theater is the plan.
You created those movies?
Yeah, we're working on them right now. So
wow,
yeah.
Next year you'll give them to Elgin Short Film Festival.
Yes. Well, of course we did one last year. We did the sitcom Zombie Grandma, which you made a cameo role in.
Right.
So.
Congratulations, because if you guys said 13,000 last year, you might have 16,000 this year, but it is a swarm of zombies and people on Chicago Street.
It's a lot of people to pack down here, and it just keeps expanding. It's hard to believe what it's become from the very first year. I mean, the first year was a little over 4,000.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe.
Remind all the folks that are the technical crew, you talk, Fred Wims and the other guys that do so much.
Yeah, there's Barb Kaselica from the City of Elgin helps manage it all. Elizabeth Haney from Acme Design. Fred Wims heads up all the planning of
He's great.
Building all the props and stuff. John LaFleur and Judy Brownfield handles all the actors.
You use lots of volunteers because you got to do all that setup, and it's like a movie set.
Yeah,
really.
It really is. I mean, the day of setup is astonishing during the day, how much stuff has to go up in such a short amount of time. It's a 5-hour event, and it's got to all be ready to go by 6 p.m.
Thanks, David. And again, more information can be gotten on nightmareonchicagostreet.com. The event takes place on Saturday, October 22nd from 6 to 11 p.m. And on the day that we talked with David, earlier he was part of the launching committee for the blimp that has symbolized the Elgin Fringe Festival for the last 3 years. The blimp has become a fixture on top of the Blue Box Cafe in downtown Elgin for the Elgin Fringe Festival, which ran from September 14th to the 18th. Fringe festivals have become popular in recent years, and they happen all over the country, with performing arts of all sorts coming to your town. This year in Elgin, magic acts were a part of the show, as magician-storyteller Cody Clark came to Elgin all the way from Louisville, Kentucky. And Pocatello, Idaho was the home base for this one-woman dance show that came to the Elgin Fringe Festival for 2016. Always a great event for the entire family. The annual Elgin Fire Department's open house will take place on Saturday, October 15th from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. at Fire Station 2, which is located at 650 Big Timber Road. There'll be tours of the fire station, special exhibits. There's scheduled events at 11 o'clock. The technical rescue team is there. 11:30, a sprinkler fire demonstration. 12:30, the Flight for Life helicopter is due. 1 o'clock, a burn demonstration. 1:30, a fire response demonstration. It's all free, family friendly. The event is open to all. That's Saturday, October 15th at Fire Station 2, 650 Big Timber Road, the Elgin Fire Department's open house. On Sunday morning, September 11th, the city of Elgin held a 9/11 ceremony, remembering back to that day in 2001. Among the distinguished speakers, Mayor David Kaptain, Council Member Richard Dunn, and Police Chief Jeff Swoboda. Here we get a thought from the Assistant Fire Chief Brian McMahon on what 9/11 means to him.
Over the following hours, days, and months, I watched as the people of this great nation took one of the worst tragedies and turned it into so much good. And while the scope and the magnitude of the attacks was unthinkable, what really stands out to me was that it was our way of life that was attacked. Our way of life that embraces freedom and democracy. Our way of life that rewards hard work and perseverance, yet encourages selflessness and generosity. Our way of life that recognizes and respects varying opinions in society and still preserves the right to all to express those opinions. Our way of life that allows us to worship freely and to look differently. The United States of America remains one of the most desirable places on this planet to live. It's not for our oceans or plains. It's not for our mountains and rivers. It's not for our cars, our homes, or technology, but for our freedom.
Our thanks to Assistant Elgin Fire Chief Brian McMahon. Those thoughts came on the 9/11 remembrance. We are indoors with Jason Pulowski of the Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce. And Jason, how are you?
Good morning, Jeff. How are you doing?
I am doing well. You're amongst the most busy men around. Tell me your title here again.
I am the Director of Marketing and Special Events for the Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce.
That's one long title.
It is. I have like a really long business card.
As we look forward, you've got events for November and December, do you not?
We really do. There's a great event coming up with the Thanksgiving holiday upon us. We do our annual community Thanksgiving luncheon at Elgin Community College. That's November 22nd. It's a Tuesday. Begins at 11:30 a.m. This year we have a theme for every Thanksgiving holiday that we do. Last year we honored our Elgin area nonprofits. This year we're going to be recognizing our Elgin area small businesses. Small business is a really big focus of Elgin in an economic development manner. So we're hoping to have honor Elgin area small business owners and have them in attendance and just join us in a day of fellowship and food and just all sorts of fun.
That's November 22. Do I need tickets for that?
You do. They're available on our website at elginchamber.com. The tickets are $25 and the community is invited. You don't have to be an Elgin Area Chamber member to join us, so come on out.
All right. Also, Jason, you have a gathering with the Mayor Kaptain that happens every year.
We do. It's our Good Morning Elgin series, and every year the Mayor Kaptain is kind enough to give us his State of the City address. So he'll talk about the successes of the city and looking forward to projects and things going on in the new year. So he's very kind with his time to join us for that. That will take place. We don't have a firm date as of taping, but it will either be December 1st or 2nd, again at Elgin Community College in Building E. Tickets are available for that, $25 for chamber members, $35 for non-members. And again, you can get those on our website at elginchamber.com.
We're about 20 seconds left. You're always visible on Nightmare in Chicago Street, which this year is October 22.
I am. I'm part of Team ZDI. We hope everyone will come out and see us. I'll be running the costume contest, so we hope that if you've got a zombie costume or if you want to go as a zombie Jeff Myers, maybe you'll come out and join us.
That's your zombie tie. Jason Pulowski, we appreciate that. Thanks for all the good you do.
Thanks for stopping in.
You can learn more about the information you saw here in Elgin today or about city services, programs, and events by going to the Elgin website at www.cityofelgin.org. And now the City of Elgin has a 311 contact center. Elgin 311. Call, click, connect by calling 311, the city's information and request resource. For everyone here at Elgin today, I'm Jeff Myers. We'll see you next time.